Welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Cooler Master HAF or haf-x case. This full tower case is currently available in a black color, and as you can see it does have some very distinctive looks. At the top they include one 200mm exhaust fan and another optional 200mm fan can be installed. Also at the top of the case is the power button, reset button, and fan LED button, but they are hidden. Having these buttons at the top of the case is extremely convenient because if the case is on the floor, well, you've got easy access to them. Also, I love the fact that they can be hidden. At the front are two USB 3 ports, external serial ATA port, firewire port, two USB 2 ports, microphone jack, headphone jack, as well as the power LED and hard drive activity LED. Up to 6 5¼ drive bays can be installed, and note that each drive bay cover is ventilated and it doubles as a dust filter. Now the last two 5¼ drive bays actually come with serial ATA hot swappable docks, so you can install 3.5" and 2.5" hard drives on these docks. At the bottom they include a 230mm red LED intake fan, and it also comes with a removable dust filter. And the LEDs on this fan can be either turned on or off using the fan LED button at the top of the case. The left side panel has a window and a large 200mm intake fan, and this fan also comes with a filter. The right side panel doesn't have a window, fans, or ventilation, but it does have some styling, and this is done so it gives you more space to route cables behind the motherboard tray and on this side of the case. It's pushed out a little bit, and this will provide some extra space for that. At the back of the case they include 3 rubber grommeted holes for a water cooling system's tubes to pass through. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed, and they include a 140mm exhaust fan. There are 9 ventilated expansion slots, extra ventilation, and at the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. They also include 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. Note that the 200mm fan on the left side panel has a duct to direct air. As you can see, there's lots of room to work, but the motherboard tray is not removable. They include a hole on the motherboard tray for the cooler's retention plate, and there are also lots of cable management holes, and they have rubber grommets so the cables do not get cut. Now let me show you the cable management holes. There's a long one here at the top, and this one does not have a rubber grommet on it, but it's not sharp because the edges are bent in. 2 more right here. These do have rubber grommets on them, and another one at the bottom. Now let's take a closer look behind the motherboard tray. Again, these are the cable management holes, 1 at the top, 2 more right here, and 1 at the bottom, and this is the access hole for the cooler's retention plate, and these are the little punch outs that you can attach cables to using cable ties. The 4 top 5¼ drive bays has a toolless design. There are 5 internal drive bays, and each one has a toolless design. All you would do is slide this out, install the drive on this, and note that they have rubber mounts here where you would install the drive, and this is to prevent vibrations, and then just slip it back into place. And remember, you can install 3.5" drives or 2.5" drives. In the top one they include this insert, and this is just an adapter for a 2.5" drive to fit in, and they include thumb screws on the expansion slots. This is a VGA fan cover as well as an air duct, and an optional 120mm fan can be installed on this. Now this can be very easily removed by taking off 2 thumb screws. At the bottom they include a cover. Now this cover can be removed and you can slide it back and forth. It's here to hide the cables which exit the back of the power supply. This is very nice because it will keep the inside of the case looking very nice and tidy. They also include rubber rests for the power supply to lodge on. This case fits full-length video cards up to 13.5 inches in length. They also include this VGA holder, which you can also install an optional 80mm fan on. This would just get mounted at the back of the case, and it can slide up or down. And here is where the video cards would fit into, and this has an adjustment on it as well. Note the ventilation at the bottom, and they also include 4 rubber feet. But you can install the included casters if you prefer, and 2 of these casters are lockable so the case won't shift around. If required, the top panel and the front bezel can be fairly easily removed. To remove the top panel, all you would need to do is release 6 different latches, 3 on either side, and the same goes for the front bezel. Note though that if you want to remove the front bezel, you will need to take off the top panel first. There are also 2 large dust filters in this panel. Finally, have a listen to the stock cooling. If you're in the market for one of the very best cases on the planet, well, you've probably found it. This case looks amazing, has excellent build quality, and the feature list just goes on and on. Now, the case does not come with a removable motherboard tray, and it's a little on the heavy side. But considering everything that this case offers, it's without a doubt a 100% kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.